Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to a new tutorial video. Today we're going to be doing a video on the very basic stuff of 7 Days to Die. It's going to be like a beginner's guide, kind of to help the new players of 7 Days to Die, or new to gaming in general, kind of get around this game and what to do, where to start. I can imagine there's quite a few new people who join and, like, you know, where do they go from there? Do they do a random gen? Do they do Navezgane? And even, I'm going to even talk about some of the graphical options as well. Now, this is for Alpha 20.6 for the PC. Some of the things I mentioned here might work on the console as well, so maybe give it a watch. You never know, you might figure out something that might help you on console. But the console version and the PC version are very different. Another thing I also get asked a lot is 7 Days to Die cross-play. It is not, so PC people cannot play with the console people. That's not a thing, I'm afraid. Maybe in the future, if we get very lucky, maybe we'll get something like that. But let's get started. So in terms of options, now you can skip on ahead to get to the other stuff, but let's go through the options quickly and let's go to video options. So display. That stuff is pretty straightforward. You know, you just change the display and all that, VSync on if you want it on. It's just very straightforward. It's just determined on your resolution style for your screen. Field of view. The higher the number, the more further away you are from your character. I like to have a high field of view. That way, I don't know, it just feels, the game feels better that way. So mine's usually 77 or 70, somewhere around them. Brightness, I suggest 77 as well, because then you can kind of see at nighttime, especially if you're doing content or any videos. If you're doing content videos, just up it up like way more than that, because then at least people can see what you're doing. Quality. Now this, I'm really not going to get into detail with this stuff, because some options here can work better for others when you turn it on and off. So I'm going to tell you guys, the easiest thing you can do is hold your mouse over each thing, and it will tell you if it has a medium to high impact, and then you can just adjust that towards your PC specs. But what I usually do is I usually turn all my my bloom off, my depth of field, my motion blur. The SSAO is also turned off. You can see that as a medium impact. SS reflections, I turn that off. Sun shafts, I turn it off. That usually helps a lot with my graphical stuff, but I just turn all that low. The rest of it, as you can see, this is what it is. My PC specs are pretty decent, but again, this game isn't really optimized really well, so you'll have to mess around with some of the settings. Again, I don't want to really get into detail with this. Every time I do that, people want to cut my head off, so let's just leave it at that. Dynamic mesh, you really want to turn this off, guys. So turn dynamic mesh off and make this like, you know, 500 or so, just like that. This is going to help a lot with your performance. I've noticed that this has a really bad performance, especially when you're in like downtown areas in the game. So you want to kind of turn that like to no, off. The rest of it you can just keep as is or adjust however you like if you really want to mess around with that stuff. Okay, so on to the actual game. So what you want to do is you want to start a new game. And you can see there's a game name. This has nothing to do with what you're going to get. It's just the name that you can refer to when you want to play it again. Your game world. This is the maps you have installed, or if you want to have a random gen or Navezgane. Okay, so you should see Navezgane and random gen when you first start out in this game. So this is the world generation seed. So if you want to have a unique world, you can name it anything. So like Fox. This is to kind of remember what the seed is. So if you want to play it again, or you want to give it to your friends and then they can play the same seed, just make sure if you give it to your friend or something, make sure it's the same number as well. So that's Fox 10. So you want to have it on that. So that doesn't really matter, okay? You just name it whatever you feels best. It will change every time you change it, so you can see it changes. So if you go back to Fox, it's exactly what it was before. Yeah, you can see it's exactly the same. So for this tutorial, I am actually going to definitely do Navezgane. I think that a lot of people who join the game should definitely do Navezgane to start out. It is an already downloaded world. You don't have to generate anything. If you generate your own world, it's going to take quite a while to generate. And you have to actually explore the map, and it can cause a bit of lag. So it's best to just go ahead and pop onto Navezgane. It's a 6-kilometer map. You could just name it Test, you know, whatever you want to name it. And then that's going to be your best bet when starting out in the game. I also highly recommend this for consoles as well. This is a much less performance hit on your PC or your system. It's just better this way because it's all already downloaded, no generation required. Okay, so you have general, so the region, you don't have to worry about that too much. That's if you want to play like multiplayer or something. So just set your region wherever you are. I'm in Africa, so we'll just be there, I guess. Visibility, this is all for multiplayer. So if you want to play with friends and stuff, then you can set that up. If not, then you just say one player or whatever. Just like that. So yeah, one player. Your difficulty settings, you can see if you hold your mouse over it, it tells you all the difficulty settings. For, let's say if you're new to the game, I would recommend, I recommend default settings. I think it's a decent challenge at default, and I do, it's adventurer. I recommend it, but if you're not so good at the game, then you can just drop it down to scavenger, and that's going to help you out quite a bit. But I highly recommend the default setting. They've kind of balanced it out quite decently. And then you've got your 24 hours cycle. Okay. You can change it however you like. If you want 50 minutes, 90 minutes, just leave it at 60 if you want that. And in your daytime length, if you hold your mouse, it does tell you all these things. How many hours the sun shines per day. It tells you 16, so we'll keep it at 18. As you can see, the color changes. So if it's a yellow color, that's not the default. But if it is, let's say, a white color, that's the default that the game is requesting for you to use. So if it's a different color, then you know. Okay, once you got that, you're going to go over to basic at the top here. And then you got your blood moon frequency. This is so every 7 days the blood moon will come and attack you. You can also change the blood moon range. I do believe this has got to do with, hey, it can happen anytime. So if you can see, it sets a random range that the blood moons will happen. 0 is off. 3 would mean a blood moon can happen up to 3 days later than normal. So yeah, so that's just kind of changing. So let's say I believe if you have it on 7 days, it can happen 1 day after 7 days or on 7 day. So, or 3 days. So it's kind of random and it can be quite scary like that. But for default, let's keep it to 0. You don't want to mess around with that too much. Blood moon warning. So what this does is it changes the number to red in game. So early morning in the game, it will then tell you, hey, this is the Horde Night day, be careful. Zombie speed, day, walk. Zombie night speed, sprint. Now, if you are scared to try this game out and you just want to have walking zombies, then you can do that. You can make them walk at nighttime as well. Same as the feral speed as well. You can make them walk. So if you're new to the game, I recommend trying this out first. Just get the hang of it. Get the game's mechanics and keep them on walk for now. It is making the game really easy, but for me it's easy. But maybe for you guys it might not be. Your zombie blood moon speed, you want to have that whatever you feels best. This is the speed of the zombies that happen during Horde Night. So when Horde Night comes every 7 days, if you've got it set to that, the zombies will have that speed, okay? So you can have them walk if you want, or speed, or sprint, or run, whatever you want. Zombie feral sense. Now this is so that zombies can detect you 24/7. So wherever you are, if you are in the woods and there's a zombie in the area, he can smell you and he'll come directly towards you. If you're in a town and there's a zombie in a building, he will be able to smell you, come out and eat you. This doesn't affect sleeping zombies in the POIs. It only affects the roaming zombies, not the sleeping ones. But if the sleeping ones wake up, then obviously you're pretty much doomed, so careful. So yeah, I recommend having that off, because that is definitely quite a challenge. So definitely be a little bit better at the game before you try that. Persistent profiles. Players must keep their profile they first connected with set on. Allows changing your player profile. Yeah, so that's just your player profile. If you want to change your character in the player profiles, you can do that if you want to. XP multiplier. Now, this one, I recommend if you're new to the game. If you're new to the game, up this one. Up it to like 200% or 175%. Why? Because you want to get an idea of what the perks do in game. You want to experience all these things, okay? You want to just have a good time understanding the game before you get into it a little bit more difficult. So have that at 200% so you get lots of XP. You can test out all the perks, see what you like. So when you move on and you want to do something a bit more advanced, you can go and change that in the future. Now, again, you can change all these settings, I believe, on the fly. So if you log out of the game, you can just change them. You don't actually have to keep it like that all the time. Okay, on to advanced. Now, player block damage. This is the damage you do to any block in the world. It is nice to up this by 1. I think that a lot of the blocks that you hit, like the doors and the wood and just everything in general in the world, I think it's too slow. So I usually up it by 1. It makes things, you know, break a little bit easier. So yeah, up that by 1. It might help you out a bit. AI block damage. So this is the block damage that the zombies are going to do to your base or POIs or anything in general that the zombies hit. So yeah, you can actually have that, I believe. Oh no, it can only be 25%. Yeah, so you can have it however you like, but I'm going to keep that to default. All Blood Moon block damage. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. This will change the damage of the zombies during Blood Moon, if you really want that to be changed. Loot Abundance. This is a bane. This is the bane of my existence, the loot abundance, because this is loot abundance, not the type of loot that spawns. I really wish the Fun Pimps would change this or have 2 options, loot abundance and loot quality abundance, because what happens is if you drop this to have a challenging experience, you go ahead and you loot a container, it'll be empty. You go ahead and loot another container and it'll be empty. That makes me really upset. So I recommend keeping that to 100%. I've seen a lot of servers that make it 200%, but honestly, you want to enjoy the game, not finish the game within 1 day. So have it at 100. A lot of my servers that I run usually sit at around 75%, just to kind of give it a bit of more of a challenge. But then again, like I said, you can loot a bird's nest and have no nests in it. So it can be quite frustrating when that happens. Okay. So on to the next, the drop on death. If you're new to the game, just make nothing. So when you die, you don't lose anything. You don't have to go run back to your body. So when you die in this game, you drop a little blue bag. Then you will spawn either by your bag or where you started. It's a random spawn, especially in Navezgane. And you'll have to run back to your body to pick up your stuff. So if you have it to nothing, then obviously when you die, you keep everything and you don't have to run back to your body. So sometimes that's nice when you're starting out. So keep it at nothing. What I usually do, most of my servers, even my gameplay, I usually have it to tool belt only. No, sorry, a backpack only. Yeah, backpack only, which is nice because everything in your tool belt will stay, but everything in your bag you'll have to go fetch again. But yeah, for this purpose, just have it to nothing. Drop on quit. Now this is something that doesn't really matter. I do recommend keeping it default because sometimes it can glitch out. So when you log off, everything drops on the floor in the bag. So yeah, you don't really want to have that, I don't think, because it can glitch out. Maybe it'll go through the ground or something. So you just want to keep it to nothing. So when you log out, you keep your stuff. Blood Moon count. So when Horde Night comes, or Blood Moon, this is the amount of zombies that will go ahead and spawn at a given time. So that's 64 zombies. If you drop this, the default is 8 zombies. I think that's really bad. I don't think it's fun at all. Even if you're a new player, it's no fun. So I would up it to like maybe 12. Just to kind of give yourself a little bit of a challenge. But again, if you really don't want that, then you just have like 4 enemies or 8 enemies. A lot of this stuff is just your preference, really. I'm just giving you a nice little easy start here. Enemy spawning, that's pretty straightforward if you want zombies to spawn or not. Now, this option is actually really nice if you are scared of zombies and you don't really want to fight zombies. You kind of just want to experience the game for its building and running around and looting and things like that. And I've seen a lot of people on the community who are like, well, what's this a stupid option because it's a zombie game? Yeah, I guess that's true, but not all of us really want to play with zombies. You kind of just want to build and mess around, and that's fine. There's an option for that. So yeah, if you don't want zombies spawning, just turn that on, off, depending on what you want. Airdrops. So, airdrops happens every 3 days as by default. You can keep it to that, or do you want airdrops disabled, or every day? I think 3 days is decent. Cheat mode. Now, cheat mode doesn't actually really matter if it's on or off, because you can just enable that during mid-game whenever you like. It doesn't have to be on and off. You can still enable it in-game. So you don't have to really worry about that. Mark airdrops. This is actually really important. This should be on by default. I don't know why it's not. So you mark it on, and then on your compass will be a little marker, I think on the map as well, to show you where the airdrops land, if they land in the vicinity. So yeah. Multiplayer. Now this is a whole set of different can of worms here. This is for multiplayer stuff. If you've got a multiplayer server, you'll set the stuff up. But we're playing single player today, so it's not really anything. But a lot of the stuff is very self-explanatory, but I'll go through it quickly. Player killing, kill strangers only, or kill everyone, or kill friends and strangers. Land claim block size. So you get a land claim block in this game, and the land claim block protects you from players. That's it. That's all the land claim block does. You don't have to worry about anything else with the land claim block. There has been some talks of land claim blocks stopping zombie spawning, but no, it's usually the bedroll that does that. Land claim dead zone. It's the edge that cannot be placed. So let's say if I put my land claim block down and my land claim block is 41 blocks, it will then extend the dead zone a little bit further than that, so no one can really build too close to your dead zone of your land claim block. Claim duration. So after a couple of days when the server is still running and there's other players online, this will be affected. So if you're not on within 7 days to die, your claim will then go extinct. It'll just break, and then people can raid your base and break stuff. Decay mode is slow. You can just change it however you like. Claim health online. So if you're online, the health will be super high. Wow, that's insane. I didn't even know it went up to that number. Or offline. So if you're offline, you can have it high or infinite. So no one can raid your base when you are offline. But this is all for multiplayer. Don't have to worry if you're single player. Bedroll dead zone. Okay, you see here. So bedrolls creates an area where zombies do not spawn. Any cleared sleeper volumes that touch this area will not spawn after they've been cleared. I recommend you up this by 30 blocks. Because you don't want to live in a big building or a big house and you got zombies spawning on the other side of it. So 30 blocks is decent. You can go lower if you want, or no dead zone, that's up to you, but 30 blocks is much better just to make sure zombies don't spawn in that area. Bedroll duration, the number of days bedroll stays active after the owner was last online. 45 days, that's fine. Party shared kill range. Okay. If you're playing on a server and you're setting this up, that'll be through the config. But this does cause lag. I actually heard a couple of things, and especially hosting providers, they mentioned that this here causes lag on servers. So I don't know, I would recommend just disabling it. You can have it to like 100 maybe, so you at least share some XP when you're nearest by. But for some reason, a lot of people recommend turning this off because of lag. I don't know if it's true. I can't confirm it. I could be wrong, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so once you have your settings, you just want to hop on and click start. Okay, once you've started in the game, you'll get this notification. The wasteland can be an unforgiving place. I found you naked, left for dead, with no supplies. It looks like you've crossed the Duke in a bad way. You could use, some help. Enclosed is a short guide to help you survive. If you complete it, we just might take in a new citizen, the White River settlement. It's real and it's safe. Peace be with you, friend Noah. There is no settlement, so don't be too excited. You're not going to be recruited in anything. That's kind of a shame. So just click continue. Basic survival is your active quest. The quest status. You can just read all this stuff if you guys want to. But here we are. We are in game. Now, not to stress too quickly, at the bottom left of my screen, you can see this shirt thing. This is called basically Bambi mode or noob mode. What is the actual name for this thing? I've actually forgotten. I think if you go here, you press tab to open that up. You go here. So yeah, this is your death XP penalty protection. There is no XP penalty on death. This protection will decrease, will decrease and disappear at level 6. So think ahead. Okay, so the death penalty in this game will decrease your XP that you get. So you have skills at the top here. So every time you die past level 6, you'll get the death penalty and you'll be in the minus of XP, which means you'll have to work up that XP to get back to where you were prior to dying and getting death penalty. Okay? So that's all that does. I do believe this helps with roaming zombies, especially where you start as well. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, there's no really zombies roaming around too much where you start. So what you have on your screen at the bottom left is your stamina bar, which is the top, which is the blue, and then there's your health. Okay. Then you have your tool belt, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At the top of the tool belt is your XP bar. You can barely see it, but there is a bar there. And underneath your tool belt is a little, very thin green line, and on the right hand side of that is a little thin blue line. The green line is your hunger, the blue line is your thirst. Okay, at the right hand side of the screen, it shows you, the very top shows you the alpha 20.6. Underneath that is craft the bedroll. That's your quests. That's where you will find them. If you press O on your keyboard, it then opens up your quest log. It shows you your shared quests, your quests that are active. This is the current quest. If you click on it, it tells you exactly what to do as well. So if you want a bit of a kind of a better idea on how to do things, you can do that. This is to toggle the active quest on or off. So if you want to toggle it, you do have show on map if it was a specific location. For like, if you can pick up a mission from a trader, you can then show on map. It'll show exactly where to go, or remove the quest. Don't remove the quest. You're going to need this. And then, yeah, that's your basic layout. At the very top, you have your compass: east, south, southeast, southwest, west, north. You have your day number and your time. Okay, you can see there at the top of the screen, and that's pretty much it for the UI. Okay. That's it. So I highly recommend you get these missions out the way. So you have to get some plant fibers, get a little bit more than what it's recommended in the quests. So just get a bunch of it. You will need it. Another thing that you can do is you can see that you start with boiled water, can of chili, first aid bandage, a torch, a land claim block. This land claim block can be made really easy. It takes 5 stone to create, so if you really need it back, you can do it. So just chuck it out. You don't need it right now. This little note is just a friendly reminder that you pay on time every time. Don't have to worry about that. You can go ahead and either scrap it or chuck it away. I recommend you just chuck it away. I think it scraps the paper, and honestly, one paper can be gathered easily again anyway, so there's no reason to do that. And then you can just, you know, you can move around your stuff on the tool belt however you like. Have your torch there, your food, and everything on however you like. So yeah, let's just get some more plant fibers. Okay, now I'm going to craft a bedroll. You press tab to open up the inventory, by the way, guys, if you don't know that. And there you go, you got a bedroll. Now, what you can see on the actual block, you can see the difference between this and that. There's a little icon just above this bed. You can see that little icon there. That means there is multiple options for that icon, for that object, okay? So if you then put it down in your inventory, your tool belt, you hold R, okay? You can then get its rotation, so it's simple. There's no other rotation for it. Hold R, go to shape, right? And this gives you a whole lot of different options on like colors, or it could be maybe different types of furniture depending on what it is. And then you can simply then go and place a different color. Yeah, so you hold R, go to shapes, and you click on the color, and then you just press escape, and then you just go boom, place it down. You right click to place things down, by the way, guys. I shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have hit that. And then now you need to get some wood, so we can go ahead and grab some wood from these things. There you go. I always get more than what it asks me, because you will need all the bits of wood and everything in the future as well, so get a bunch more than that. Got to get some stones. You can pick up stones by pressing E, or you can hit it. So it's up to you. Press E to pick up, or smack it in the face if you want to do that. Okay. Press tab to then go and craft a stone axe. There you go. You can move that to a tool belt. Now, actually, good thing I hit my bedroll. You can see I've damaged my bedroll. So if you take a stone axe, you can see the quality of it. So it's 93 out of 100. I hit it. If you have just your fists, you can also see it. I think it takes plant fibers to fix. So if you want to fix this bedroll, you just right click on it, and I fixed it. And then now I can pick it up. Because I think if you damage it, let's just see quickly. If you damage it, you can't then pick it up. You can see. So fix it, pick it up. I do recommend you pick it up if you're leaving the area. If you're not leaving the area, then leave it down. And then, yeah, that's fine. They're very easy to make, so you can just make multiple of them. So don't worry too much about carrying it around with you. Okay, so now it says craft plant fiber pants. So you press tab. It tells you exactly what to craft. However, it doesn't tell you to craft the entire set. So instead of doing that, go and type fiber like that. And then you can craft the entire set. It gives you just some insulation, and it's nice to have the full set instead of just half. So you can craft that, that, And you can choose between a fiber hood or a fiber hat. I'm going to go for the fiber hat. And then fiber shoes. Done. Now we can go and press tab again, and then we can just press the W key to wear these things. Just like that. And if you go up here to your character, you can then, you can see there is a score character stats and extended character stats. You can click on these, you can just get some more information. You can actually see your water and thirst here in a %. So if that helps you out a little bit more. So if you go to your character, you can see that now I'm wearing a full set. It gives you cold resist and heat resist by a little bit. Doesn't give you armor values, just cold and heat resist, which is not really needed for this biome. You do not get too cold or too hot in this biome, so you don't have to worry about that too much as long as you stay in the forest biome. Okay, now it's telling me to craft a wooden club, which we can do. So we're going to go here. It'll show on the first, just craft a wooden club. There you go. Now we're going to get some feathers. You can get feathers from the bird's nest. So you get some rocks and feathers. And you can get feathers from chickens. So if you kill chickens, you can harvest them with a knife, which you can make. You can see now I'm probably going to have to make one just now. So yeah, you get some feathers from this. You get 3 feathers. And now I can craft a bow and some arrows. Try and make as many arrows as you can. But this one I can only make 1. You can move that down to a tool belt. You can just organize your tool belt however you like. I usually do it like this. Okay. Now to craft some frames. Craft that. They're called frame shapes. You can see this one has that little icon I told you guys about. So you can then put that into your tool belt. And then you just press that number. There you go. And then now what you can do is you can press R on this. And you can go to shapes, simple, advanced, or on face, or copy rotation. But for now, let's get a shape. And then you can see you have your choices of many shapes that you can mess around with. You can just use your scroll wheel to go and check out all of them, or you can divide them in different categories and everything. There's lots to do here. There's lots to mess around with. So this frame is just a frame. So when I place this down like that, it can be picked up again. Okay, I can pick this up. In fact, I'm going to make some more frames to show you guys some things. So yeah, so this can be picked up again, but for this mission that we have to do on the top right, we're going to fill it in. Just like that. So now what I can do now is I can pick up another block and hold R, and then I can go to advanced. So if you click on advanced, this will give you more rotations for that specific block. If you go simple, that's just, I think, north, east, west, south rotations. If you then copy rotation, so I can copy the rotation of this block, you have to look at it, and it will just copy the rotation. You can also hold R and say copy face, which is basically what's looking at you, it'll copy. Or you can copy the shape. So it'll literally just copy exactly what I made just now. Just like that. Very simple. Not too difficult to do, so you can pick that up. So while we are dealing with frames, I highly recommend you go back and you make about... Let's get some more wood first, guys. I know it doesn't say that for the mission, but I think we're going to need to get some more wood. So take your little axe, go and get some wood from this. You won't need too much. Okay, in that case, I just chopped the entire tree down. When you chop a tree down, you get XP and you get seeds for doing it. You will get a certain amount of seeds for depending on what tree you cut down. If it's a small tree, you might not get any seed or just 1 seed. If it's a big tree, 2 seeds. You know, you get the point. Now that I've done that, you want to go back to your frames and make about 12. Okay? They instantly go to where your frames are already. And you want to pick a shape that's just a basic shape, just a frame. Just this frame, a cube, okay? And then just keep those on your tool belt, because what you can do, if you have a dog or a bear that's chasing you, you can run up to like a house like this, and you can use these things to place down. You can jump on top of them, and you can jump up, place, jump up, place, jump up, place, jump up, place, just like this. And you can use that to get up to a safer point if you need to do that. Another thing that you can do is you can then change the shape, right? Press R and then type in ladder. Okay. And then you can just place your ladders where you can climb up. But I don't recommend this, and zombies and animals can climb ladders as well. So just be wary of that. But yeah, you can just place your ladders. Again, these are not fully established blocks. They can break really easily. So if you're thinking about using that as a base material, not very good. But you will need that to kind of lay out your base a bit. So let's get some more stones quickly. These things, these boulders here, you can knock them for stones. The boulders break down in different sections. As you can see, that broke down. So yeah, you can just keep doing that if you really want to do that. Okay, so now it's time to make a campfire. Let's make a campfire. Let's go ahead and place the campfire down. Boom, just like that. Really easy to do. You can see now I've got a new mission called Locate Trader. You have proved to be capable with much potential. We have marked your map with the nearest White River outpost location. There you will find a trader where you can buy and sell goods and trade stories with one of our friendly citizens. Welcome aboard, Noah. There you go. So now if you go ahead and press M, you then can zoom out, just like that. Now, the map works as in, it only shows you what you've explored. All this is the stuff that you have not explored. Okay, so you have to explore this to get an idea on what's going on around you. But you can see that the trader is down this side, and it should mark it on your compass, so you can just follow that and get to the trader. I really, really recommend you do these missions, because I'm going to show you exactly why now when I get to the trader. But first of all, let me show you how to use the campfire. Very simple to do. You have tools, fuel, and output. Okay, so you're going to just take wood like this. To place one at a time while you have this on like that, so you just drag it like that. You can right click to place one at a time. You can see right click, and it changes the time. Or you can just split it by right clicking with the drag. So you can just split it like that. Okay, but 6 should be fine. So you put that in the fuel, and then you can turn on. And then once it's on, if you have the ingredients, you should be able to then go ahead and craft like charred meat or bacon and eggs. But you can see this requires a perk or a book, so you can't make those things just yet. Yeah, that's how you do it. If you have a grid, you can put a grid there. If you have a pot, you can put a pot there or a beaker. Just note, I don't think you can put a beaker or a pot or anything in here if the fire is on and it's got something crafting. So you have to uncraft that thing to put your grid or fire. So if you're wondering why it just doesn't want to place in there or you can't take it out, it's because you have something crafting, and you cannot have something crafting while you're trying to take it out. That's why. Okay. And remember to take your wood. Sadly, you cannot pick up your campfire when you go. You can break it though. It's really easy to break. You get some stones back for it. Okay, so as you can see, there is a chicken there. If you can kill it, good on you, but I'm not even trying to do that. You can hold right click to zoom in a bit so you can see what's going on, if you want to do that. Now, when starting out, I recommend you just run straight to the trader. Just run straight to the trader, because you're going to get perks that you can use. You can also do some looting on the road as well. You can get some stuff. So things like empty cans, arrowheads, you can't sell that. So if you click on it, it shows you a sell price. Sells for 1, sells for 4. Yeah. Stuff like this, so short iron pipes, iron arrowheads, and empty can. You're just going to waste the space carrying that stuff. Do not carry that stuff. That's not worth carrying. You'd rather just go straight to the trader and get some things sorted over there, and then make your way out to go and do some stuff. But yeah, loot as you walk. But if you find anything good, I'll see if I can find anything good. I'll tell you what's worth taking and what isn't worth taking early game. Okay, come across our first zombie. Don't panic, it's gonna be fine. It's just a zombie. It's gonna be simple, okay? Now you have arrows if you want to do that and keep your distance, which I highly recommend if you are going to do that early game. You're new to the game, you don't want to be too close to zombies. Do not try and punch the zombie, it's not going to work. It's going to take you a very long time to kill it. Do not try and use your pickaxe, that's not going to work. Your club is your best bet, but it can be a bit tricky to get the hang of the feeling. The zombies have some quite a bit of range on them, so what we can do is we can shoot it with an arrow. Okay, try and go for the head if you can. Just like that. It will lower its health a little bit. And then now you can switch over to your club. Now, if you left click, it will do a light attack with less stamina. If you right click, it'll do a heavy attack. So let's go in for a light attack. You can see sometimes she gets stunned, and then when she's on the ground, do a left click and get her head destroyed. Very simple to kill these basic zombies. This is just a basic zombie. Later on in the game, you will get radiated zombies. If you, at a higher game stage, you have to worry about that for a very long time. And those zombies actually regen their health, so you have to kill them pretty quickly. Okay, another thing I recommend you do, like every time you see it, you'll find these nests, okay? Loot them as many as you can, because you get feathers and eggs from them, and you can use those eggs to make bacon and eggs, which is going to be super helpful later when you get the campfire and stuff going. Okay, so this is another thing, lead. 2 pieces of lead, not worth taking. Do not take that. It's just a waste of space. You do not have to carry that around with you for no reason, so don't even bother with that. Okay, here's some crushed sand. Again, that's a waste of space to be looting crushed sand. Don't even bother with the crushed sand. You're wasting your time. Okay, so this is a coal node. If you need coal, you can knock this with your little stone pick, or if you've got a better pick, then sure, go for it. But before you do that, just take a look around the area. Make sure you're not going to get nicked by a zombie. Also, you get some crawling zombies as well. I saw one up there just now. Watch out for that. But you can see he's already kind of seen me. You don't want to be knocking on you and there is a zombie somewhere. So just keep an eye out, look around. And then if you get a zombie, just go up to it, take care of it, deal with them, and then you can get to your mining. Now this node, right, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you how this node works. Another thing I wanted to show you while we're on to resources, you can see the trader is just there. Just ignore this monstrosity here. That's my doing, okay? Press M and zoom into your map. So everything you have already explored. This is going to help you, and some people who played 7 Days to Die for a while don't even know this themselves. You can see all the resource nodes on your map already. There's no reason to go looking for like a lost font, okay? Let me show you guys. So that little white spot on the map, that is lead. Or nitrate, sorry, nitrate. I don't know why I always muddle it up. But yeah, that little white spot is nitrate. That little black spot over there, that is coal. There should be one on me as well. That little brownish color, that little brownish dot, that is iron. And then you're looking for lead, right? So lead is a little bit bluish. I think that is lead over there. That's lead. And then yeah, you have nitrate. I think this is nitrate as well. Well, that's nitrate. That seems brighter, doesn't it? But yeah, you can see, I think that's lead over there. You see there? It's a little bit like a bluish color. But yeah, you can see all the resources on the map. So if you're looking for something specific, just look for these little brown iron nodes or the black ones. It's usually coal and iron that you need like really a lot of early game. So that's how you can find these things. So now once you found one, you don't have to knock it down. You don't have to do it right now, but I'm going to show you while we're here. Okay, once you break it down, don't run away. Okay, if you want more coal, don't go find another node to do it. This coal still exists here, and it goes far down, like really, really far down. Now you hear that noise that you just heard? That is my stone axe that just broke. Okay, now I cannot use it. You'll hear this weird sound, and you cannot use it. So press tab, click on it. You can just press A or click repair. I think it requires rocks to repair it. Very easy to do. Yeah, so this goes like way down into the ground. And in this game, you can dig and go underground. This will go far and you'll be digging forever. So don't sit here thinking that you're going to get it all. You're not going to get it all. There's just way too much down there that you actually need. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And that's with every other resource except the stone, guys. So this little stone thing here, there's not going to be any stone underneath it, so just be in mind with that. But with iron and lead and nitrate and all that stuff, yeah, it's going to go down. It's like a vein that goes down into the ground. These things can be harvested, these little gut things. You get nitrate and rotten flesh from it. But again, yeah, so the bones, you get bones as well, I think, and nitrate. So you definitely collect that. That's actually kind of important, the bones and the nitrate. The rotting flesh and the bones, you will need that, so collect as much as you can. Don't even bother with the nitrate, guys, because the problem with the nitrate is that you can see I just collected 4 from that. That's great, but if I just walk up the mountain here and go to that nitrate, I'm gonna get 4 from that hit, so there's no point of actually carrying it around with me. Okay, we've made it to our first trader. Here you go. Safe and sound. Only came across a couple of zombies. You can go inside. When you do, close the door behind you. You don't want someone sneaking up on you. Okay, so this is the trader. You can do some looting around here. There is about a bunch of junk around, and he does leave some things like crushed sand. Not worth it. Don't even bother. Clay soil. Do not bother with that. You can just get that off the ground. Okay, you can go in the trader. And here she is. So as soon as you talk to her, it'll complete that quest, and you can take a look at jobs if you want to do jobs. You can take a look at her inventory, see what she's selling. So this is the stuff that she's selling. This is your inventory. So if you click on it, you then can go and buy if you had the coins. There's different categories: clothing, armor, resources, ammo, building, chemicals, food, tools, traps, science, medicine, decor, and miscellaneous. And then you got secret stash, which is completely separate to everything else. So always check the secret stash, because it's completely different to the rest of the shop, and they usually have some decent stuff in here. Another thing at the very top right, it tells you the day it restocks. So if you do buy something here, or if there's nothing that you really like in here, just wait until day 4 and she'll restock with a whole set of new stuff. Now, if you want to sell something, you can click on the thing in your inventory and just say sell. Like that. And then I've made 12 coins by selling the coal that I just mined. I'm going to throw this coal away because it's really easy to get. If you click this button, it'll auto sort your inventory for you. Over there. Okay.
I just knew you'd find something you'd like.
Okay, so now that we've established that, you want to then start creating yourself a base of anywhere you choose. Now, it is going to become nighttime and you need a safe place to at least settle down for the night. We have plenty of time to go ahead and do this. You cannot stay in the trader. The trader then closes at 22, I think, and then she will kick you out. So you cannot stay here for the night. Don't think that's going to keep you safe. You're going to have to make your own little home. Just watch out for these crawling zombies. Let's take care of this thing quickly. Okay, so let's make our first little home to survive our night. What we're going to go ahead and do is chop some trees down. Very, very, very easy to do this. It's not going to be too hard. And I'll show you guys what to do. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you, once you've completed all your missions and everything like that, the reason why I told you guys to go ahead and complete those initial first missions is because you get skill points. So if you go and press tab and you click on skills, you then have 4 available points. That's for the missions that you did in the beginning. That's why it's important to do that. You get a point for every time you level up. And, well, this is a very diverse thing, and it's very opinionated. It's very difficult to tell you what is best to go for in this list, because everyone has their own set of playstyles. And my advice to this is to simply read through it. And that's why I was kind of waiting before when our base was up, we can sit in the base and we can read through this stuff. Again, guys, don't stress too much about playing. Don't stress about your hunger and thirst. It goes down pretty slowly, especially when you're keeping dead still. And you've got the trader nearby. You can sell some things and buy some canned food just to get you going for a bit. But for like, let's say we're using a club right now, and you want to perk up into the club. Then you want to go to strength, and you want to go to pummel Pete. This is for clubs, okay? So if you want to do the clubs, then you're going to click on pummel Pete, and you can see that there's a little shopping cart here on the side. If you click on that, it will then buy that point. But you can see you have not unlocked Thug, and you want to get Thug. You're going to have to then click on the very top one, which is attribute strength, and then you want to go down to click on the cart, 1 point. And if you go back down to pummel Pete, you can see you still not have it. But it also tells you level 3, it tells you what you need. You need level 3 strength, so you need to get level 3. There you go. And then we can go down to pummel Pete, and now we can get the Thug. Easy peasy. It also then tells you, if you put your mouse over it, exactly what it does, 30%, so you can read through all this. Sexy Tea is a very nice perk, in my opinion, especially if you are using clubs or sledgehammers. It allows you to get stamina real quick. So you use less stamina to melee attack, and even tools stamina as well. If you're going to do a lot of mining and crafting and resource collection, Miner 69er and Motherlode are great. Motherload increases the resources you get from hitting trees, rocks, whatever it may be. Minus 69 is nice because it makes you hit blocks a lot harder. So you can see everyone has to start somewhere. Craft level 2, quality 2 poor tools, increase tool damage by 10% and block damage by 30%. So that's quite a good increase for the first perk. There you go. That's how that works. And you can click through this, you can read through it, agility, intellect, and if you go right to the end, you got book perks. So these are the books that you can find in the world. It's easy. You just find a book, you press E on it, you learn it, and you get the book. And you can get the full set of books if you really want to. You get Lucky Looter, and there's a whole lot of books that you can get in this game. You can read what these books do as well. So yeah, that's explains all that. Again, just go through all this. Maybe Google some or check YouTube for nice perk guides. Maybe there'll be something decent. Another thing you want to do is make some more frames. So I say about another 25 should do the trick. You don't want to use all your wood, by the way. You want to keep that some wood aside to do some upgrading. Let's find a nice little flat spot. I always cut the grass because it's easier to see crawling zombies. And I don't know, it's just nicer to have a nice cut grass area. So we're going to put a little box here to stay for the night. Okay, so now we hold R on this. Remove the ladder and then click on the box. And then what you want to do here is you just want to make yourself a little foundation. Okay, this is the box base. Everybody goes through the phase. Everybody has to do it. You make yourself a little box base. Let's make it a little bigger than that. Very easy to do. What you want to do is you want to actually upgrade all these. So you just go and look at it with a little axe and you right click to upgrade. You will need wood in your inventory to do that. So you just upgrade it. That's why I said keep some wood in your inventory. Okay, once you've done the foundation, go and put another foundation on top of that. You want to be higher than basically the zombies or jumping height from zombies. I'm going to have to get some more wood to do that. Don't be on the same level as the zombies because then they're going to get to you really easily. You want to be nice and high up and make it hard for them to get to you. That's why I am doing that. Let's just give this a fix. Click on that, press A, give that a fix. Let's craft some more frames. There you go. And now we can go ahead and finish the foundation. Just like that. So now you can see when a zombie approaches you, he cannot get up this height. You're nice and secure up there. You can, I don't know, use a rock to get up there or a ladder or something. Even a block. So let's say if you wanted to get up there, you can simply just put a block there. The zombie's not going to jump on the block and then jump up like that, as far as I'm aware. He might jump up there and do like a little circle thing. But he's not going to jump on there to get up there because there's a gap like that. So you don't have to worry too much about that. Yeah. So while you have that set up, it's now time to get some more wood. Get some more wood going and then finish up this base. Put some walls up, put a door up. But right now you are technically safe. It's not going to be too easy for the zombies to get to you. And we've set the zombies to walk during nighttime, so it shouldn't be that difficult for you. Okay, so now that I'm making more frames, we can put the corners on, just like that. These are going to be the corners for the walls. Put those on. And right over here, what we're going to do, right, we are going to, we're actually going to make a little hatch. So you can see if you type in hatch, you can see you can make yourself a wooden hatch for some wood. And as you can see, we have our zombie. You can see he cannot get to you. This is the idea, and you can get to him. You see? So it makes it easier for you. He does do damage to these blocks, and these are not very good blocks. So you're going to want to upgrade them. But you can see now that he's damaged, you can just give it a fix. Let's just go get some more wood quickly. Okie dokie. So open your inventory and make a hatch. Just like that. Take that. And you're going to want to place the hatch facing this way. So you can see there's a little handle over there. You want that handle to be inwards towards your base, just like that. And that'll basically stop anything from jumping if they attempted that. And in future, you can then go ahead and make yourself a kind of like a funnel for the zombies. And you can do, let's just see, you can put these stairs here. the zombies should walk up this instead, and then they will fight you at this hatch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this here like that. I'm going to jump on the hatch, jump up, put that along like that. And you can see that creates like a safe area for you to hit the zombie. That is kind of the idea with that. But again, you do have to upgrade all these things because the zombies do like to go around hatches. They won't do it in this case because this is just a one way. You can actually upgrade this hatch as well. So just right click and upgrade it. But yeah, so upgrade the area where the zombies are going to be attacking. If they do during the night. And there you have it. You're pretty secure for the Horde night. You just upgrade that and you're good. They're not going to jump up that high. Just be a little bit careful. If there are multiple zombies, so let's say there's like 3 or so zombies, they can jump on each other's head and then get up here. But this is just great for your first night. You're not going to really have much problem on your first night. And obviously you can mess around with some of the blocks and see what you like the best. But yeah, this is the little base that you can stay safe for nighttime for your first day. Another thing is if you come across these flowers, you got goldenrod and chrysanthemum, don't even bother picking them up. This is stuff that you're going to need later on. You do not need to carry these around. There's also cotton here, but I don't know. If you want to make cotton, you can use cotton to make cloth. You can do that if you really want to, but if you just go to some of the cities and towns and you rip up the curtains, you hit the curtains with an axe, it's easier that way to get cloth than just craft it like this. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to really tell you guys and show you guys before we ended this part 1 tutorial, if you see these stumps around the wilderness, it is very important that you hit them. There's another one over there. Go ahead and bring out your axe and give them a hit just like this. They have a chance of dropping honey. I think, I'm not sure what the percentages of the chance of them dropping honey, but it is actually really important that you do this because if you get infected, the only way of curing that infection is through herbal antibiotics, honey, and antibiotics. You can see I just got a honey from that, so I got 2 honeys from the other one I collected as well. And you can see if you click on the jar of honey, it cures 5% of infection. So let's say you have a 10% infection. You will then need 2 honeys to cure the 10% of infection. That is why it's important, if you see those stumps, mine them or break them as quick as you can, because if you get infected, it can be very, very nasty to walk around with infection and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So make sure you find some honey like really early on. So yeah guys, that is my beginner's guide part 1. I may do a part 2. If you guys have any suggestions or any things you want me to answer, just put them down in the comments section and I'll see what I can do for you guys. I think the next part I want to teach people how to build a very basic Horde night base on how to survive their first day 7 Horde night. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it wasn't that helpful, let me know down below, and if you've got any cool suggestions you want to give to people as well, maybe they will go down in the comment section and read them as well, so let me know down below. Bye everybody, and we'll check you around in the next video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. It always helps out a lot. Hit the like button as well. Bye everybody.